Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving you my thoughts, views, and opinions. Today we look at Joe Marino's mock draft. Yes. I love Mock the Mock, man. I just love it. I love looking at other people's mocks because sometimes it'll turn you on to guys maybe you didn't really know about, or it gives you a different perspective on maybe where other teams can go. But yeah, man, Joe Marino. Let's talk about Joe Marino because typically my go-to guys at the Draft Network, Kyle Krabs, Joe Reed. Joe Marino's kind of becoming one of those guys. I'm a big fan. They did hire on, who did they hire on recently? That I started following him on Twitter because I was like, this guy's got some fun takes. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's Damian. It's Damian Parson. There we go. Yeah, he's pretty good too, man. They just hired him on, man. I'm a big fan of his. Started following him on Twitter, and I was like, man, this guy's got some takes that I like. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. Go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. And as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's look at number 1, Aiden Hutchinson. The dude ripped apart Ohio State, so there's good reason for him to be here. Let's be honest. When it comes to Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson, it's a coin flip. Whoever's your flavor. Both are great. Both are unanimous number 1 prospects in this class. Aiden Hutchinson just happened to have faced, I think, the better tackle competition, and he's just looked a bit more impressive. While Thibodeau, he started the year a little beat up after that strip sack on Jack Hayner. But yeah, Lions, they take best player on the board. Houston Texans do the same thing with Kayvon Thibodeau. Keep in mind, man, like this past week, right? Aiden Hutchinson, 15 pressures, 3 sacks, wreaked havoc against Ohio State. Thibodeau did the same thing, just to a lesser degree, and it was to Oregon State, where he had 8 pressures. But yeah, Texans, they go with best prospect on board because the quarterback class, it's a little sus. We might need to vote this quarterback class off. It's Among Us reference. I know, it's old. Jaguars go with Kyle Hamilton. Not opposed to it. Kyle Hamilton, one of the best safeties we've seen in quite some time, you could say, since Derwin James. We're like, well, Derwin James fell. Well, he's probably a better prospect than I would say Derwin James. He's got Derwin James build with Earl Thomas type of range. He's ridiculous. Always go back to that Florida State game where he went from sideline to make an interception. The Jets go Derek Stingley. As long as everything's A-okay with the ankle, I'm totally cool with them going Derek Stingley. I've had people be like, hey, Brandon Equals, he's a solid cornerback too. He's not. He's a sub-package guy. Coming into last year's draft, he was coming out of Kentucky. I actually really liked him, but for me, he was a slot-only prospect. Look at his size. I know in Salah's defensive scheme, size isn't really everything when it comes to your outside receivers. You can improve upon it. He's been picked on this year because Bryce Hall has been so wonderful, as well as Michael Carter. So, yeah, bring in Derek Stingley. And then they go Ikem Ekwonu. So, this is wild that Evan Neal's not the first tackle off the board. I get it. This guy is going to test well. So is Evan Neal. They're close to me, but I still kind of go with Evan Neal. I'm not opposed to this. My only thing is, well, I guess Mekhi Becton, he has play back at Louisville. He did play some right tackle, which because I forgot the coach. Was it Petrino at the time there at Louisville? There would be times where on the same series Becton would flip from left to right tackle. Just stupid. I don't know why you would do that to your tackle. It's like he never really gets a foot in on how to where to play. Just keep him in one spot. But Ekwonu only playing the left side his whole career. If I'm the Jets, I move Becton to the right. Or even better, I mean, Ekwonu, maybe you move him to, I don't know, do you even move him to left guard? Because that's Elijah Vera Tucker's spot. And he's, I think, only played on the left side for a bulk of his career, like a large part of it. I don't know, it's an interesting thought. Evan Neal, he's going to the Giants. This worked out well for the Giants because he's played right tackle in 2020, so he'd come in and play right tackle. Like, legit, the Giants, they have 3 guys on their squad that are probably left tackles, in Thomas, Pert, and Solder, who's probably not with the team after this year. But DeMarvin Leal is the next up. I like it. He's kind of a tweener. So like you could do wide nine with, or you could have him play like 5 tech, 7 tech. You can have him kick inside, maybe even to like 3 tech or 4 tech. Like you could do a lot of cool things with him. He's kind of fallen off the boards because his edge class is just so meaty. It really depends what you envision his role is. So like it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be interesting. For me, I would take him probably once we get to around the 15th pick. I'd start considering him because this is the guy. Don't get me wrong, I love him. It's just so many guys have bolstered their stock since. Washington football team take Desmond Ridder. If you're not new to the channel, you know I'm not the biggest Ridder fan. His accuracy all over the place. But guess what? The dude, he has a big arm. He's got plus mobility. He's a very good mobile-wise. This is what's going to come down to. I need to see a good run in the playoffs. It doesn't even matter if they can't get out the first round. That's fine. Just have a really good outing in that game and then go into the Senior Bowl because he's already accepted the invite and looked apart, and I'm going to move him up. It's just based on what I've seen thus far, I'm not encouraged to move him this far up. Like I get to maybe mid-second round and I'll start considering him. That's where I'm at with Ridder. But Washington, I think it's likely they could be the first team to jump on a quarterback this draft. If they don't make the playoffs, because that NFC wildcard spots are wide open. Eagles take George Karlaftis out of Purdue. Dude's a monster. I'm coming around to him not being that bendy just because he's so explosive and so powerful. That type of stuff just translates in the NFL, especially if you're popping off in college. Like he's a 50+ pressure a year guy. He did it in his freshman year. He's going to do it this season. And we know what happened with 2020, shortened season. He was hurt. He had the Rona. It was just a bad year altogether for a lot of people. But he is an Eagle type of defender. This is the perfect replacement for Derek Barnett, who really hasn't shown out since his rookie year. And then Andrew Booth. I'm willing to, like, at first, if this was like 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, man, this is early for Booth, man. I think he's a bit too raw still. Like, great athlete, but like physicality, man, he just doesn't know how to handle it. He's been a lot better. Like, really good these last 4 weeks. Like, I talk about it in my cornerback video, which I actually just recorded, that he only allowed, like, I think 4 receptions on 11 targets. He's had 3 interceptions, 2 pass breakups. He's been really good. So, yeah, Eagles take corner. They take edge. It'd be interesting to see what the next pick is. Charles Cross. Panther fans don't like this. I make this pick. Get them a freaking left tackle. This guy's been great. He's going to be a top 10 prospect. He's everything I thought Zion Nelson was going to be. That's right, the Hurricane tackle. Woof, woof, woof. But yeah, I mean, it's not a great quarterback class to pick from. Maybe you find something in free agency, like get in on the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. I'm sure he would love to play for a Panthers squad with weapons like CMC and DJ Moore. I know Robbie Anderson has been good this year, but he really hasn't been thrown to this year. So, yeah. To be fair, if they do get Aaron Rodgers, this pick's probably not even happening. So maybe not. Jordan Davis going to the Falcons. They need help pass rushing wise, and Jordan Davis, he's a guy that has pass rushing upside, but it's still upside at this point. It's not to like a high degree. He's very imposing size wise, but like worst case scenario, he's an elite run defender, but you need pass rush. So I would invest in this edge class at this point, whether it's Kingsley Enagbare, David Ojabo. So yeah, Chris Olave going to the Saints. I wouldn't take Olave over Garrett Wilson, but Saints do need a playmaker, and getting a guy with some legit burners is not a bad option. This is the highest I've seen Jaquan Brisker go. And you know what? There is a legit role for him in the NFL because he is this like Adrian Amos, John Johnson type of safety where he eats everything underneath. He's going to meet you at the catch point. And while I don't think he's not a true center fielder, he doesn't have that type of athleticism. He's a very smart, very savvy. He understands route concepts, route tendencies, and he makes very smart and wise decisions. Very good processor, so he doesn't allow himself to be beat deep. So, yeah, they go straight defense for the Eagles. Interesting. Kenyon Brown going to the Steelers. I guess this is nice because he ends up being right tackle, I would say, at this point. Yeah, no, because, I mean, he played right tackle at the beginning of the year. First 2 games and was really good. So he ends up playing right tackle. It really feels like the Steelers are moving more towards these guys that move well in space. So, yeah, I don't mind this. I mean, hey, you need to do something about Big Ben because he's not good anymore. But, yeah, no, this is good. Matt Corral going to the Denver Broncos is very nice. They got Steady Teddy, but you can do better. If you lose out on Aaron Rodgers, take a quarterback, especially if quarterbacks in this class are falling. I'd be willing to take Willis and Corral, even Howell, inside the top 15. So I love this pick. Raiders, Ahmad Gardner. I've been saying it, dude. With Casey Hayward, you don't know. Like, he's on a 1-year deal. Even if he comes back, he's like it says here, he's currently 32. You don't know when that play will fall back off the cliff. Ahmad Gardner would be a good fit for this system. The Browns get a burner in Jameson Williams. That's kind of cool. Is this a bit high for him? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, I think I have him around the 22, 24 range. And this is over Olave. I really think him and Olave are going to be fighting for top vertical threat in this class. And this guy is, oh man, so smooth. Like, just how he moves, it's very sudden and explosive. So they get Baker Mayfield some help. Baker, get healthy, buddy. Kyrie Elam going to the Vikings. Mike Zimmer loves him first round corners. Everyone's doing it. I'm sorry. Everyone's making this pick. I like this. The Chargers go David Ojabo out of Michigan. This guy has really risen up boards. Athletically, he's very nice. Small sample size from the cat. Small sample size. Came to Michigan. He was on the practice squad. He was practice squad player of the year. Played a small bit in his sophomore year. And then he exploded his junior year. He's coming out this year. Best believe it. He'll be 22 this time during the draft. So I don't think he comes back when he's 23. But holy freaking moly, this guy has been great. Hopefully it's not because Aiden Hutchinson's opposite of him. And I don't really think so. This guy has really impressive get off. And then Devin Lloyd going to the Dolphins. Holy crap, dude. This is kind of lit. Like, you got Jerome Baker, right? He's easily your coverage guy. That's how he is. That's how he moves. Devin Lloyd's a guy that he's going to be a good run stuffer. He works very well around the line of scrimmage. He's kind of the Dante Hightower in this defense where he can line up on the edge and blitz. He can blitz up the middle because he gets in lanes easy. He's really good between the tackles. He's actually pretty explosive enough to get out to the flats, freaky length. So, yeah, I like this pick. So this is a Mitch Morris replacement, I guess, Tyler Linderbaum. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't think Linderbaum can play guard. I don't like we live in an NFL now where you can be a sub 300 center and be wonderful. I mean, just look at Jason Kelsey. However, I do believe you need to be 300 plus pounds to still play guard. You're not finding sub 200 or sub 300 guys playing guard. So this is, for all intents and purposes, has to be a Mitch Morris replacement. Hold on. Depth. See, I just don't think he could play the guard position. I really don't. So for me, this is a Mitch Morris replacement. Lions, they go Treylon Burks. Big physical vertical threat. Makes sense for the Lions. Oh, Nicholas Petit Frere going to the Bengals. Do the Bengals still want him after what Aiden Hutchinson did to him? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think after that Aiden Hutchinson matchup, you still see a little bit. To be fair, Aiden Hutchinson did that to Theron Mumford because they played him at left tackle at some points. He did it to was it Dewan Jones? Dewar Jones? I can't remember his first name, but Jones. He did it to him. This man had 15 pressures. No one was stopping him. Freer, I don't think it's a death nail in his draft stock, but I'm not taking him day one. But I mean, his length is still good. I still think he's a really good, I think he's a pretty decent athlete. I don't know. This is interesting. Daxton Hill going to the Cowboys is pretty dope. Like, you don't see a lot of love for Jordan Battle in these first round mocks, man. But Daxton Hill, definitely. He might be the best athlete best athlete that's not Kyle Hamilton. And to be fair, Daxton Hill is smaller than Hamilton. Hamilton is just a freak for his size. But he might be one of the best athletes at the safety position in this draft class. He can play corner or play slot, as we saw. He's played slot exclusively this year. But he's definitely this center fielder. Cowboys, a lot of their free agents are safeties. Jahan Dotson going to the Chiefs, man. I don't know. You would think maybe they want a more physical guy. I don't know how Drake London plays into, like, a Drake London. Well, I guess Burks is off the board, but a Drake London, I don't know how he would play into this. But Jahan Dotson showed that he can win on the outside, even at 5'11". What is he? 285? I said 285. 184. I meant 185, obviously. But no, he's real good. For me, he's like fringe first. I feel better about him in the second, though, taking him in the second. Speaking of which, Drake London going to the Titans. I think the Titans need a real burner, man. Drake London's just more of what they have in Julio Jones. A.J. Brown's kind of a freak, so it's a little bit different. But I think they need a true burner. I like Jahan Dotson. I like Chris Olave, who I think's still on the board, actually. He went to... Is Garrett Wilson still on the board? What the flip? No. Because Chris Olave went to... Dang, Chris Olave... Yeah, he went to the Saints. Garrett Wilson's still on the board, dude. I don't know what's going on. Garrett Wilson, for me, for all intents and purposes, for me, is easily the best receiver in this class. Darion Kennard going to the Bucks. They get some offensive line depth. I think that's cool, but there's a lot of good corners left on the board here. Trent McDuffie, Roger McCreary. You can even make a case for Martin Emerson. Hey, Kyler Gordon's kind of getting into that. I think this early second, maybe first round type of buzz. So yeah, watch out for that. But yeah, this is a bit early for Kennard for me. Just a bit. I wouldn't take him in the first. Garrett Wilson makes it to 29 to the Patriots. Great pick for the Patriots. Not happening, though. There ain't no way. I mean, I never say never. Never say never. But Theron Mumford, I just got done talking about him when we were talking about Nicholas Petit Frere. Now, Mumford, I think he is ready for the NFL. I think you can plug him into guard immediately, and he'll be fine. He's a day two guy, though. The ceiling, not high on this cat. Not high, but for what he has shown, he is going to be a good NFL starter, I think. He's not a first rounder. We saw what happened with Aiden Hutchinson. I'm like, power's kind of Mumford's game, and he got knocked on his butt, dude. To be fair, you kind of worry about maybe these explosive, powerful interior players. Like, I think Aaron Donald would have maybe a field day with Mumford initially. No, probably. But yeah, no, I don't like this. Trevor Pettin going to the Ravens. I think this is a good system for him. I think all intents and purposes, this guy is going to be a really good run blocker. It'll be oh, excuse me. I'm still getting over my sickness. Not really a sickness, just trying to get my voice back all together. And I'm getting a little dry just recording my corners video. But Trevor Pettin, I think he'll show out at the Senior Bowl and end up being a first rounder, especially with like Nicholas Petit Frere kind of probably falling out of the first round mix. You also got Bernhard Raymond out of Central Michigan. But Pettin, I think, would be a good fit for the Ravens scheme. Now that I've seen more tape on him, thank you. It's so hard to find. Outside of that Iowa State game, tape on this cat's hard to find. Travon Walker going to the Cardinals. Travon Walker, I think, could be a top 10 pick in 2023. He just lacks the sample size. He only has like 21 pressures, 4 sacks. Like, the physical traits, the physical tools are immense with this cat. It's just we haven't seen much from him because stinking Georgia, they shuffle out their defensive linemen to keep everyone fresh because they have so much depth. It's like an embarrassment of riches there for Georgia. So I think Walker, with a lot of these guys moving on, would really help. And this, again, I made this pick in my mock draft because I do think even if he comes out, he could be fringe first, early second. I like the idea of him as being a Zach Allen replacement for the Cardinals, but for the most part, this was a very interesting draft. I didn't like Mumford being here. Garrett Wilson went way too low. Kennard, he could love it or hate it. Just all these other receivers going ahead of Wilson's ridiculous to me. And I think you can still make a case Petit Frere's a first rounder. But I think Jordan Davis to Atlanta is just the wrong move for Atlanta. Brisker being this high, ooh, I don't mind it. He's going to be a much safer pick in this draft, I think. I think that's a good NFL player. No Malik Willis, man. Everyone's really jumping off the train. I won't. I still think Malik Willis is a first rounder just based on the upside, and I think he has improved mechanics wise. Keep in mind, dude, he deals with a lot of drop passes there at Liberty. He doesn't have a lot of good talent around him. Go to the Ole Miss game, dude. He was constantly under pressure, yet he kept that team around in that game near the end. And I get it. The decision making isn't quite great, but it can be better, man. I'm willing to work with that guy. Yeah, interesting draft. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead and do that YouTube thing. Subscribe. Didn't mean to yell in your ear. Yes, I did. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.